Yeah, man. I tell this story all the time, Jill, and I know a lot of youngsters can relate to this. I remember I was I was actually getting ready to start getting ready for the draft in '97, and right before I was getting ready to get drafted, I did a couple work. I've been overseas, and y'all, everybody that went in '96, I had to come back a year later because I didn't go to college. So long story short, my homeboys at home, and one of my homeboys that was hustling at the time, and the feds was in his house, jail. And he called me. He used to look out for me. He was Well, my older brother got killed, so he was real tight with my older brother. So my older brother died. He felt like he had to pick up the role of my older brother. So the feds in his house, they tearing the house up. I played basketball with his little cousin who he stayed with at the time. So he called me. He's like, "Bro, I need you. The feds, they in my house. They tearing the house up." I'm like, "What's up, bro?" He's like, whatever they looking for is not in my room. It's in the front of the house." So I go to the house. I knock on the door. His aunt answers the door. She like see his nephew because we played basketball. But I'm like, I'm see police everywhere. I'm just here to check on the house, check on my homeboy. And they went back to the back of the room. When they went to the back, jail, I went under the couch and grabbed what I was supposed to be there to get and put it in my drawers and walked out the house and was going to meet my homeboy. As soon as I grabbed my car door, the feds came out running. Jackson, Jackson, Jackson. Immediately broke out. I'm talking about sweat. I'm talking about just a cold sweat, like somebody poured water on me, bro. Just sweating. I got 9 ounces of hard in my drawers that I didn't grab out the house and try to run with it. And as they came outside, they all like, "Jackson, Jackson, Jackson." And I remember the officer had his card. He gave me his card. He was like, "We know you know what John Johnson is. Tell him to call us." And I just exhaled, bro. Got my car burnt off, and from that day, I never put myself in that position again. As much as I love what my homeboys did for me, as much as I appreciate him buying me clothes and getting me high and all that, that moment, that was the end of it for me, because I knew how all I had to do was search me, JL. You would have never heard about me. I would have never got drafted. Nothing would have ever happened. And in Texas, you get a year for each gram of cocaine, not even ounce. For each gram, you get a year. I had 9 ounces, so they would have hid me under the jail cell. And I said the guard was definitely watching over me. And that moment, after I realized what I had just did and how close I came to ruining my life, jail, that woke me up completely.
Man, and it's crazy, bro. Like these experience, right? And the thing that people want to do is make sure. And again, we're telling y'all this, because we're not promoting you going out and making bad decisions and then say, okay, well, hey, they made bad decisions and made it, so we can do it. Now, it don't work that way.
Nah.
We're trying to educate you on some decision that we made at
So
younger
you don't have to
ages.
go through it.
Right. So you don't have to go through what we went through. And even for my situation, is she, she tried to vouch for it. Like, hey, look, he didn't make me do anything, and it didn't even matter, bro, because the law was the law. So, those are some of the stories, man. I think that is important from a youth perspective. Another thing that I want to get into, because I want people, obviously, how much I admire you as a brother, man. We've been knowing each other for a long, long time. Obviously, you was a McDonald's All-American. Talk about your experience and your decisions that you had to make after the McDonald's All-American game.
Yeah. Well, I felt like I had made a big statement at the McDonald's game. You, Tim Thomas, Kobe, all y'all in the game, all the players that was always ahead of us, and we all knew you and Kobe was going straight out of high school. We actually thought Tim was too.
Mm-hmm.
And after the McDonald's game, when I led the game in scoring, jail, I actually was like, I've already signed to go to University of Arizona, but shit, I'm only going to college to get to the NBA, and I played this well in the game. Well, maybe I can. It don't work like that. So I ended up going to Arizona and not passing the test, and that come from me not taking school serious. So all this stuff is a domino effect. We got to start at the, you know what I'm saying? It's all a domino effect. But I didn't take school serious, Jail, and I ended up getting cut. I ended up getting kicked off campus. And Arizona ended up winning the national championship. I signed. We had the number one recruiting class. I was there the whole first semester, didn't pass the test. They kicked me off campus. They ended up winning the national championship, right? So I'm like, God damn. And I missed the national championship. All I had to do was pass the test. End up, a long story short, end up going to Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Australia, and Puerto Rico. And I played there. I broke both of my feet in that time, and I tried out for 19 NBA teams. Got cut by all 19 teams. When the second time I broke my foot, I was trying out for the Bulls, Jail. And you know, when you first get there, when you trying out, you're not on team, they give you those little pennies. Right. So the first day I had the penny. A week later, J.O., I was on the starting team, and that was the same day they was making cuts. So I damn near made the team. Broke my foot 10 minutes into practice. So, true story. I go back to the hotel. I call my mom, like, Mama, this is my second time breaking my foot. You know, I'm going to have to find something else to do. You know, I'm crying to her. She don't say nothing for about 15 minutes. The first word she say, are you going to give up? That's it?
That sound like her too.
That's it? And I'm like, I just stopped my tears. I'm like, that was not the response I expected. So I'm wiping my face. I'm like, well, I guess not. That's how you saying it. Right. I guess not. So I suck it up, J.O. End up going back to Vancouver, playing on their summer league team. Second in the league in scoring. End up signing with the New Jersey Nets in 2001 and starting my first NBA game. But the road was crazy. There's a lot of stories in between that, but that was the road to make me. I think that was the road. It was paid for me, Jail, because I wouldn't have appreciated everything that, you know, once I got to the NBA, I wouldn't appreciate it. The journey, the ride, the money, the experience, the people, everything that I went through my 14 years in the league. If I wouldn't have went through that little journey before, I wouldn't appreciate it.